assist from beyond the touchline. Plus, you'll access epic competitions. Winners flow to the States for a VIP trip to the final. 63 games of footballing perfection. The ultimate viewing experience is just a couple of clicks away. Upgrade to Zone today.
Live only on the Zone. He silenced Britain's best. Usyk, the Brit breaker, but now the dynamite is ready to explode. One night, one shot, and undisputed. Usyk versus Dubois 2, July 19th. Buy now at thezone.com/boxing.
Welcome back to Florida. We're in Miami at the Hard Rock Stadium, and we're just a few minutes away from the second half getting underway. Bayern Munich were 2-0 up inside the first 10 minutes. Flamigo pulled themselves back into it. Captain Pierson with an excellent strike. So much power in it, no chance for Manuel Neuer. However, Bayern Munich did regain the 2-goal cushion. Leon Goretzka behind the back of the net, about 5 yards outside the penalty area. Flamengo supporters are a lot quieter now than they were at the beginning of the first half. Michael Brown is still alongside me, and do you give them any hope in the second half?
I think there's certainly hope. I think there's obviously an energy about the team, some sort of determination as well, that they don't obviously just lay down. They will come and try and give everything in the second half. We know about the heat, the climate, the temperature that they can cope with, the levels they're at. But against this Bayern Munich side, now realising at this level, stage of the tournament, one or two games, you've got half a chance of getting good results against teams who are treating it a little bit like a pre-season where there's still some family, but now they're in the stride, they realise what their end is. The clubs obviously demand that they're right towards the end of the tournament, the financial rewards that are coming, and obviously the personal pride when you have a manager like Vincent Kompany will want this on the CV, will want to take a win. Yes, the journey's difficult beyond this, but they are not going to come out and take it lightly. So it's unlikely that's when we're going to turn it round, but we've seen second half performances against this side Chelsea that we can go on and do.
I'll be hoping for a repeat of it. I mean, the best of first half, Agustin Rossi picking the ball out of his net 3 times. But we've seen in that first 45 that Bayern Munich playing with a very high press and trying to contain Flamengo in the Flamengo half. In this weather and just naturally with how the game goes, they could get a bit tired and more opportunities to present themselves to Flamengo.
They can, but when it's in that stage, what they're going to have to try and get a 1v1 race to the other side. They haven't done that. Whether they say, well, you know, we look at Platter at the top, he hasn't really got the pace to hurt us, so Bayern will sneak all the way, he'll go right on top. So you look at Meccano's just going on, whether it's a number 10, whether it's a sort of an attacking midfielder coming in, he goes and steps and stops it. Just all around, they must find a formula. They can play it out from the back. They tried a couple of flips, but they must turn side around to create the gap, the distance for them to play. And obviously, I think Bayern will say, well, okay, we're ready for it. Can we do it? We'll soon see.
Like you say, Vincent Kompany, I'm sure he'd love to add the Club World Cup to his relatively new CV to management. In the Bundesliga last season, of course, with Bayern Munich. Don't forget, he got Burnley promoted from the Championship as well. I mean, not too dissimilar football.
I watched them very carefully when he went into management. There was a lot of question marks on him. Then he had a difficult year, wondering what to change. I think that's what taught him so much in that Premier League year where they did do well, and that gave him really the tools to go forward. So when things aren't going so well, when things are, to be able to adapt in management and create this journey. And it looks like he's heading on a real strong journey in his managerial career.
Bayern Munich to win plenty more Bundesligas. Bayern Munich won more Bundesliga titles than all the other German clubs combined. Can't see that changing anytime soon. Flamengo will be certainly hoping for some change in the second half. No substitutions at the break. As Flamengo are attacking the end, which is packed full of supporters in black and red. It's Gerson. Kane will get the loose ball, pick it up temporarily. Lost it now. Herrera. Allen. And now Ortiz. To give them any kind of hope of bringing this back to 3-all to take it to extra time. They need to get an early start.
Yeah, they do. Not like touches like that. This is better. Pressure on.
Tar plays it back to Neuer. So wasn't giving that one up and just about had enough pressure on it. Wesley miscontrols it. Gnabry gives it to Coman. Down the left for Bayern. Wesley dangles a leg in the way. Doesn't do enough. Goretzka. That's not enough from him. Luis Araujo on the way. Rossi. Argentinian goalkeeper for the.
There's the point again. He's clipped up in Plata. What's his touch? Yes, he's under pressure. He's got to find an answer. Whether he just comes away from it, whether the defender can't carry, whether he gets on the side of him. It's too straight down the barrel. Defender's coming right up the back. And from there on, it's a loose touch. It's just frustrated as the ball goes away.
Harry Kane. Oh, the man up on the deck. It was given for the Elise one. Under the foul. On the left hand side, Flamigo. In case you are wondering, yes, is that Alexandro, 34-year-old former Juventus man. He missed 2 games in the group stage due to fatigue, playing for Brazil. Twice, one defeat. It's Kane trying to find the gap. Doesn't find it, but it still comes for Coman. Forces Alan to take it off. Keeps the Coman's feet. Herrera. Thinking that's that long-range strike that we had in the first half. Thinking next. To Wesley, sees the space in the middle. It's the Arrascaeta, but he couldn't bring it under his control. Now they've got a line up. Luis Araujo, simply out muscled by the Bayern defender. No foul on him.
It's a bit unlucky there, is he not?
Oh, like a clip. Wesley. Plata. Gerson. Costa. Herrera. Now Alan. Wesley in a central position, goes down, and the referee does give that free kick. Goretzka just diving in too aggressively for Michael Oliver's liking. Flamengo free kick in a decent position here.
Goes tight. It's more the arm, isn't it? Contact or going to ground. Still far out, isn't it? To one side, it's going to be something special. Goalkeeper.
Herrera and Arrascaeta. The trio standing over it. Looks like it's 10 yards outside the penalty area, call it 30 yards from goal.
And somewhere around that. It's a long way. The organisation, that wall, there's someone just sneaking in from the goalkeeper's eye line. And he stays there or just moves, but it's a good opportunity. You've got to hit the target, test the goalkeeper, take something from this.
Arrascaeta is lining it up as if he's going to be the man to strike it. The Uruguayan stands over it. Arrascaeta! Over the crossbar. No threat whatsoever for Manuel Neuer.
Always rising. Not really for 2 feet. Got to be better than that. No rush. The saves will drift it back in. Presses higher, isn't it? But they look comfortable when they've done this. One drops down the midfielder, but that's what they're prepared to do. They're under pressure, it's going direct.
He's with the tackle. He sends it over to the right hand side for Flamengo, and now Jorginho throws his hands in the air, disappointed himself for playing that behind the flying full. Jorginho move forward into the Arrascaeta. Plata. Dropping back into that back five. As Tar simply steps in and wins possession back. Too easy. The former Leverkusen man. They always seem to have either one of Kimmich or Goretzka go back and make that a back five, which makes it even harder for Flamengo to find a running in behind.
They're just on man to man, they don't really want to pass son on, do they? You just have a little look at him, know he's a danger.
Here's Alexandro. Off the ball forward, there's 2 runners in. Colours, Latta, over the top for Gerson. Uruguayan. Still has it. Coleman in the way. 51 minutes play, Flamengo 1, Bayern Munich 3. We're playing PSG in the quarterfinals next weekend if it stays like this. Oh, Luis Araujo finds space and it deflects off the defender and behind for a corner. Upamecano screaming at the white shirts in front of him saying, where's the midfield? Because Luis Araujo just found the pocket and nobody picked it up.
Yeah, they've got good possession of moving it around. You can't the central midfielder to look into that one when it's the wide player coming in inside. The fullbacks go as well. That's the problem, isn't it, for the right back, whether you go half and half, whether you go inside. It's a little bit of room, but I feel still they have momentum. There's going to be obviously an extra trick or skill to get a sighted goal.
Luis Araujo front of those Flamengo supporters towards the back post. Over on the far side. Girascaeta now. Did that hit? Yes, it did. A round of applause from Jorginho and an almighty cheer from the Flamengo supporters. Because now they've got a chance from 12 yards to cut this deficit once more.
Well, he's not really complaining too much, is he? You just see it spun round the corner. The arms out, it's away, it's high. He doesn't even argue the situation. Michael Oliver looks straight at him and says, penalty kick. And they're on. I don't know why he sort of doesn't press with him. Elise just goes half-hearted and starts like, well, should I go, should I not? It just sort of looks like he's a little bit lazy in the actual attempt to stop it. Once the arm's away from your body, you know it's going to be a tricky situation. Now this guy who's been through so much, a wonderful career, the opportunity to close the gap. But what lies ahead of him is a very, very good goalkeeper.
Well, during his time in Europe, Jorginho was pretty much Mr. Reliable. For his new club, it's Jorginho against Manuel Neuer here in Miami to cut the deficit for Flamengo. It's a huge moment in this game. Jorginho sends Neuer the wrong way. Never any doubt in the Italian. And the new boy has his first goal for Flamengo. And the side from Rio de Janeiro are back in it once again. Flamengo 2, Bayern Munich 3.
Does he want to relax anymore when he steps up? How does in front of those supporters, that hop, that skip, that delay, waiting for the goalkeeper just to commit? Then that late change. He knows it's too late, the goalkeeper. He's already gone. Really good quality, difficult to do. Gets his team back in with an opportunity.
Well, we talked about hope at the beginning of the second half. And I'd say there's considerably more hope now. Jorginho off the mark for his new team. And they've got a bit more energy about them all of a sudden, Flamengo. Luis Araujo through the legs of Tar, looking for Gerson, and Lima had to be there, otherwise Flamengo are one-on-one. We may be in Miami at the Hard Rock Stadium, but it'll be like the Maracanã. Here's Kimmich. Forward to Gnabry, who wasn't expecting it. Herrera steps into the midfield. Lima, Kimmich, Goretzka. Now Tam. Lima just want to kill the atmosphere once again to regain control here in Miami. Kane shot from behind by Leo Ortiz. Elise. Now Meccano. Flamengo dropping into a 4-4-2. That's your vintage, wasn't it?
Just shot there. Trying to delay. But he got himself back into this. Bayern now trying to play through, but it's tougher.
And they're giving it away. Flamengo flooding forward. Tierescaeta can't get beyond this man. Upamecano to the rescue. I think they're going a cold kick here. He has for Tierescaeta. He knew what a great it was. As he sees his number go up on the board.
Yeah, it was a good opportunity. It's really opened up now. End to end, people making mistakes. The press good for Flamengo, but we're starting to see some movement, changes from the technical area.
Coman is moving rather uncomfortably. So if Sane could be the man to replace him. Coman and Goretzka the two off. Sane and Pavlovic replace them. There's Goretzka's strike. Wasn't a bad one. Makes his way on the 21-year-old. He's really a fan favourite at Bayern. He's Munich born. Germany international nowadays as well. I'm sure we'll hear a lot more of his name at this tournament and in European football over the next few seasons. Bruno Enrique is the man who's gone for Flamengo. Saw him scoring that game against Chelsea.
Set it off. He certainly made it. So the manager will be looking for him to do the same again. It's interesting changes from coaches and seems to be going more end to end now. The game's opening. So Vincent Kompany, nice problem, isn't it, to have when you decide if you bring Coleman off and Leroy Sane on.
Leroy Sane is free of the Bayern Munich parish for much longer. There's Bruno Enrique wincing behind, but they will take that all day. Due to join Galatasaray deal is the former Manchester City man. Had 2 1-on-1s in them with Benfica, missed them both. Maybe he was already thinking about his future in Turkey. Here's Linus, strong tackle. Rosario ends up between the legs of the Bayern Munich fullback. Luis, he's new to management, but he knows how to get something out of his team.
He does. He understands the defensive shape and setup, and then something to build coming out of that. And still after effects and late changes. There's been a couple in this game. Tested the referee out. It certainly feels like there's more to come in this game, and it's a really enjoyable one.
Flamengo will be certain. There's more to come from this game. Joshua Kimmich to do this. Free kick for Bayern Munich. Half an hour to go. Flamengo 2, Bayern Munich 3. And what has been a brilliant hour of football here in Miami. Rossi, across to Ortiz. Across to Leo Pereira. And Jorginho. Rossi sends it along for Bruno Enrique, up against Luca Meccano. That is Jonathan Tah, who's across, and is fouled in the process. A few Flamengo supporters on the ground who disagree with that decision.
Only a couple of tens of thousands have disagreed with it. But see the difference. Turn them around, run it in behind. UK can do that. Great support as well. From behind from Wesley, 2v1, but it's hard under pressure.
I think those few thousand supporters might have had a case there. A soft foul given for the German international.
Past that was as well. Got across the face.
Lima into Gnabry. Meccano is into the feet of Kimmich. Not sure if that was meant for the number 6. Meccano. Jonathan Tah. Sane inside to Harry Kane. Returns it to Leroy Sane, who goes down, but Wesley hits the deck and gets a yellow card. Well, from our position, it looked like a foul, but I think he must have gone through the back of the Bayern Munich substitute. Oh well, he did get his man.
He did get the man. Referee, full credit. He didn't look it, but when you see that replay, he's up on top of the situation as the leg first. He did come out with the ball just after that. Good position, the free kick, dangerous.
Everyone back for Flamengo. Lots of targets in the middle. Kane, an obvious one. Tara's in there. Meccano's in there. And Pavlovic is in there as well. Bayern for the third time in this game, looking to take a 2-goal lead. The top scorers at this tournament in the Club World Cup, looking to add a 4th here in Miami. Towards the back post it goes, and it goes behind for a. Does it? It does. Harry Kane asking for a push in the back. They're given against the England man in the 6-yard box. Did he have a case for a push there?
He gets along the line. There's contact from behind. He was just in an advanced area, but not too much.
They said there was a push in the back, but he almost certainly pushed his man in the back. Rossi. English supporters believe Jorginho, his penalty, giving them more hope.
The defenders again. Go all the way, pushing them away.
Well defended over on the left-hand side by Bayern Munich. They had numbers favourably there, Flamengo, but finds out with it. Gnabry, Pavlovic, Sane. Now Kimmich shrugs off his man, and the referee reaches into his pocket. Kimmich with a waggle of the finger and a shake of the head. And that's going to stop him getting a yellow card here. What game was it? Was it the Al Hilal game where they got the penalty for the arm across? Similar sort of foul in the midfield. Real Madrid got a penalty that day. Flamengo, so they get a free kick in their own half.
As I'm looking for the yellow card because of the height. You know, if you're looking, if it's higher up, you can put your arm into the face. If you're looking towards sort of mid-body area, but because it's bent down into the side of his face, the referee might just see the contact towards the face. I can give a foul, but I just feel times are quite easy to give yellow cards.
Long ball over the top here for Bruno Enrique. Man, Montoya comes off his line, doesn't get there. but does enough just to scare Bruno Enrique as he tried to flip around the German goalkeeper. And the Bayern defenders could just watch as it drifted out for a goal kick. But that Bayern back line, it wasn't aligned.
Stanisic just on that far side. Goalkeeper, poor decision. He's got his eyes on the ball, but from there on trying to wrap his leg around it.
Appreciated the through ball though, Bruno Enrique. Great pass. Well, Jack Catterall looks to return to winning ways in Manchester, taking on the undefeated Harlem Eubank in a scintillating domestic dust-up at welterweight, live on the Zone. The Zone app. As Bayern Munich have the lead here in Miami in the round of 16 at the Club World Cup. "23 minutes to go. There's a few Bayern Munich shirts dotted in around the ground here. There's a Newcastle one and Inter Miami one as well. Great day for the club shop. Well, they're having a great time, Flamengo and the Brazilian supporters, well, the South American supporters in this tournament. They've added so much to it, haven't they?
Had so much, but the team have given everything. Expectation levels are unsure, but they've overperformed that and really dampened testing this top Bayern Munich side all the way here.
Elise, Lima around the corner for Harry Kane. He's onside. Lima continues his run into the middle. Kane will cut it back. Missed completely by Sane, Pavlovic, and Stanisic will go for it, but Gerson is there. It's very calmly done. Wesley, Gerson tries to burst away from his man. Did so, but not fair to play for it. There's a few tired-looking legs on this Flamengo side, isn't there?
I think we'll see that now drifting in. It's for certain from both sides. Substitutions are going to be key.
There's Conrad Lima. Michael Elise. Dispossessed all too easily by Luis Araujo. Just puts his foot through it. Tweets and company directs his players to come back and help. They're doing what they can. Elise cuts inside, rides one challenge. Herrera comes across. What a clever flick that is. Just didn't have enough might to find Serge Gnabry. Allen plays it out wide to Luis Araujo. Ortiz. Back to Agustin Rossi. Had 7 clean sheets on the bounce until that Chelsea game, did Agustin Rossi. Don't be too comfortable with conceding 3 in this one. Ball forward, looking for Bruno Enrique. Nicola waves away the foul towards Plata and Tar. Pavlovic, Upamecano. Elise. Reluctant to go backwards, goes inside to Joshua Kimmich. Stanisic. Gnabry might open up here for Bayern Munich. Harry Kane slides it through, looking for Son. He tried to cut it back to Kane, but Jorginho was there. Well, maybe Leroy Sané was just lacking a little bit of confidence there after the misses in the Benfica game. Goes from 6 yards out. Surely you've got to take a shot.
He's still under his feet. The turn, the sliding pass again was just not in front of him, and looks to be unselfish as he tries to pull the ball back and wasn't meant to be. Kane left very, very frustrated.
Munich are preparing their third change of the afternoon here in Miami. 19 minutes to go. Pereira plays it long. Nodded on by sure that header was by Alexandro. Wonderful see his former Juventus teammate Danilo. He's on the bench today for Flamengo. Bayern Munich to make that first. Serge Gnabry has done enough this afternoon for Vincent Kompany as he departs the pitch. Musiala, the latest substitute to enter the fray for Bayern Munich, as they try and do something almost immediately through the feet of the youngster. Given away though, that's poor, that's Kane, that's very good from Harry Kane. Flamengo play themselves into trouble once again. You can't give it away in that area, especially when England's top scorer, Bayern Munich's top scorer, is lurking. Clinical from Harry Kane in Miami. Flamengo 2, Bayern Munich 4.
That man just makes it look so easy, so comfortable. You're playing out. I said there was an aggressive press, but you've got to be sure. It's here now, and it's then the reverse pass is nice. That touch is difficult. At your feet into a position where you can see the goal. He already knows. Brilliant finish with the instep. So cool, collective, upright, real quality into the corner. That's what he does every single in training. Is what he's done all through his career. And that should be job done for Bayern Munich.
Well, he loves it. Here at the Hard Rock Stadium, says Harry Kane. And his match in the win against Boca Juniors, got a goal and an assist. And here, he's on a hat-trick. As we take the second half cooling break here in Miami. Couldn't have come at a better time for Bayern Munich. Well, both were unbeaten in the group stages. Now one must face defeat. And he knocked out as Brazilian Fluminense faced Champions League finalists from Italy, Inter Milan, live from the Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte. Watch that on the DAZN course. We can watch all of the Club World Cup. Jürgen Klinsmann, the man who once upon a time was the United States national team coach. He was actually the manager who gave Thomas Müller debut all the way back in 2008. And we'll get a chance to see Müller this afternoon.
Just looking back now, the goals, and I'm sure he'll get to meet whoever he wants, to be honest. But there's Kane into a position, and then when you thought there was no way back, but they kept fighting, didn't they? Nico side with a wonderful strike. Really clean and powerful, and seen so much. A tremendous game, some quality, difficult in these conditions as well. And one of the players having another cooling break, needed at the right time for Bayern Munich's point of view after just getting that fourth goal. They want to slow it down as much as possible, but also finishes with quality. You've seen the eyes there. And then the moment, I sort of said there wasn't a great deal of energy in that sort of block of the cross, but that man, when he controlled penalties, is he cool in those situations? I thought then there was a good lifeline.
They've had a couple of lifelines, Flamengo, but it's the high press from Bayern Munich. There's no room to manoeuvre. 14 minutes to go. Plus quite a fair bit of injury time. It's Flamengo Flamigo 2, Bayern Munich 4. It's Plata. Puts Ta under pressure, and Manuel Neuer says no pressure whatsoever as he brings that one down. Lima looks for Elise, but Alexandro is there. Augustine Rossi. Lima's down for Bayern Munich. Free kick goes the way of the Austrian. It's looking more and more likely that Bayern Munich are to be the side that progress. How do you fancy them against PSG?
Someday, I fancy them. So they're not favourites. They've got a determination, they've done so right throughout the years. They've got some great players who can certainly cause an upset.
PSG scored 4, Bayern on 4. I'm sure they'll be looking to outdo them with more goals this afternoon in Miami as they come forward again. Michael Elise. Conrad Lima. Webster sees no progressive options, so goes back to Upamecano. Ryan Pavlovic. Lima. Oh, it's a strong flying tackle down that far. Saraglio. Kimmich asking for the foul.
Before as well, he's just had one that he's caught a couple of people who've seen some aggressive challenges. He's not afraid to go.
Well, he made that massive tackle in the first half.
And he's just gone one before and I'm trying.
Ball here for Wesley. He's asking for the throw in. He's going to get it as well as it bounces off the shoulder of Sane, who's all the way back there defending. Not too happy about that, Leroy Sane, the Turkey-bound winger. Jorginho. Bruno Enrique. Throws it with the shoulder. Throws it with the shoulder. Upamecano forced to put it out though. Jorginho, I don't think he was expecting that. That's because the throw was taken from a position about 15-20 yards from where the ball actually went out of play. Well, what's that symbol mean? Ball's retaken. Jorginho. And he pulls something out the bag for Flamengo here in Miami. Alexandro. Goes down by Elise, who gets his heel on it before Juve man had the chance to bring it under his control. First half as a substitute for Eric Pulgar, who scored the first goal of this game. Unfortunately for him, at the wrong running behind. Bruno Enrique. Lima comes across. As the assistant lays his flag on the far side, and Bayern Munich will get a free kick. 10 minutes to go. Flamengo 2, Bayern Munich 4 here at the Hard Rock.
Enrique, willing runner. He's got to stay in an onside position. He's trying to get in behind, which is, I think it's certainly made a difference. It's tested this higher back line, something for them to think about. See that press, and then the Kane goal just changed. It would have been an interesting ending.
Musiala can't control that one, but has it now. Pereira steps out of defence, and first opportunity for Bayern Munich star to twinkle toes as he's clipped from behind. Wins a free kick. Mr. Flamengo preparing a hat trick of substitutions down in front of us. We're going to make those changes now. It's Jorginho. He's the field of play. Wallace Young will join the attack from the... He's actually only played 27 minutes of Club World Cup football in this tournament, but he does have a goal in each of his appearances, Wallace Jan. Scored the immediate equaliser against LAFC and scored that third goal against Chelsea to secure the victory in Philadelphia.
So they have to do it quick. Going for it now, aren't they? 3 changes, just saying, here we go. Any momentum, anything we can get. On the inside, no rush. Game management, just delaying. Set pieces is something, obviously, strong on. I think they'll certainly to improve it.
Well, they're looking for a fifth here in Miami. Joshua Kimmich stands over this free kick for Bayern Munich. Lots of whip on it towards the back post, but too much for Elise. Goal kick, Flamengo. It's been a hot afternoon once again here at the Club World Cup. Not quite had the weather that we had last night in the Benfica game. Ortiz receives it, very risky pass in the back from Rossi, but it works out, and Harry Kane's tracking back here. Great winner by it, and Lucas has just come on, and Harry Kane throws in a very, very poorly timed challenge, and he looked tired tracking back there, and in fairness to the England man, he has probably run a good 70-80 yards to make that tackle.
And it's the quickest and longest I've ever seen Harry Kane run. Unfortunately, at times, you get it wrong, made the decision, doesn't say sorry. I don't know what more that the official could do. They're asking questions, but just misses the ball, catches the man, yellow card, and here we go.
He's not exactly going to be able to outpace the recently introduced Ayrton Lucas, who's only been on the pitch a matter of minutes. His legs are much fresher.
I think we've seen that in Kane's body language as he's running, thinking, am I really going to continue? Is this going to... Do I have to keep going all the way down? He pushes it once more.
Here comes the free kick, doesn't beat the near post, and now the counter's on. Danger for Flamengo. Elise plays it through. Sane's there. Back to Michael Elise. Brilliant footwork. Cuts it back for Musiala. But Flamengo had numbers back, and they clear their lines. But Elise just needed to pull the trigger. And it was a great moment to extend their lead to 5 goals. I'm surprised they can't get a better opportunity in the second half as Allen dumps the ball away. And with the header, they're very impressed with Conrad Lima in at right back today. He's got forward and he's done his defensive duties very well. Pereira. Ball takes a touch off Musiala into the hands of Rossi. He'll send it long, looking for Bruno Henrique, but it is off his line. Asking for a handball, Bruno Henrique, and a few thousand Flamengo supporters as well. Michael Oliver indicating his thoughts, hitting in the torso. Well, it was good our commentary position. Bruno Henrique was a lot closer to it. That'd be one to be interesting to see through the referee cam. Here's Plata on the right hand side for Flamengo, but the right shirt there once again. Message staying big. How about that for a pass? Left back to right back. Conrad Lima now being chased back, and at least I think he's on his heels there.
Yeah, it's a poor ball. So just so well initially, good touch, dynamic in attack, that's quality. A couple of good counters now, haven't they? Bayern. So they certainly get into good positions and selfish. That's across. But this is the moments now. And they've got to drive forward from the Flamengo team to see if we can have an ending, see if something special can happen.
Musiala with the trip, and then there was a pushing back. Was it Stanisic who ended up on the deck as well as that foul? No doubt in that. Taylor Cruz hitting the deck. Wasn't too happy with the fact that Stanisic wouldn't give him the ball back immediately, as Ciara is the latest player to get a yellow card. He comes across towards the back post. He says to be careful because Lucas is there. Lucas has hooked it up behind for a goal kick. Let's have a look at this again. It's very much on the chest, isn't it?
It's as clean as it. Referee, no hesitation. It's a foul, isn't it? Let's have a look. See if it'll run into Hirosani's path. It doesn't. Referee brings it back. No, circulate, delay, wait. Just drop in now. Bayern team, be careful not to go too far.
There's Neuer. Some waits for the movement from Pavlovic, but opts instead to play across to Jonathan Tah. There he is now. Tah looking for Kane, who's looking a little bit zapped by the Floridian heat.
Might take him a week, might actually coming from that run. He's going to have to look after him for a few days for the next game.
100 metres, Harry. Coming up to the right back berth. Herrera to Luis Araujo, whose attacking output in the second half has diminished quite significantly. Ortiz. Goes to De La Cruz. Isaac Pebble 1-2. Does the one, doesn't do the two. Lucas. Face with Michael Elise. I might not have gotten the score sheet this afternoon, Michael Elise, but proves again that he's very much the right fit for this Bayern Munich team. Ortiz towards the back post, Bruno Enrique knocks it down, and Bayern is the first man to the scene. Musiala causing problems in the midfield for Flamengo as Joshua Kimmich shows maybe a few signs of fatigue.
Yeah, that was one of those, wasn't it? A tired ball. He's trying to curl it round. Back to reset. And what they've got to do is turn this Bayern side around quickly, make the pass. We've got no width, they're all narrow. So easy. Get someone a lot wider and higher, stretch it out.
Here's Pereira. Out wide for Lucas. Skips away from Joshua Kimmich. Almost finds the pass out to Plata, but instead, Bayern Munich come away with possession. Sane on the left, told to slow down by Stanisic. Leroy Sane does slow. Pavlovic, Sane, Tah. That's really say. Noah's King goes back to Conrad Lima as we await the fourth official's board. There is an increased feeling inside the Hard Rock that Bayern Munich are going to be the side that progress to the next round.
You can tell by the atmosphere. I can't believe that's not going to happen.
Ciala. Elise lets it roll past his body. Lima. 7 minutes of injury time. Still time for more here in Miami. We're back here in a few days' time for Real Madrid against Juventus. That's not a bad tie. Sane forward. He can't control it. Bruno Enrique. Is there one more wave of attack in black and red? Is tripped by Conrad Lima. That will be yet another yellow card in this game. There's had a few frosty moments this game, but that's the 9th yellow card in this game now. Doesn't feel like a 9 yellow cards game to me.
And he's got a cramp. That's a tired coming together. I think Michael Oliver recognised that. He sort of said, right, it's coming together. But unfortunately, you've got to stay out the way of your opponent, get into a team position, assert himself in the challenge. He got a cramp and caught his leg. Luckily, he didn't go away from him. He could have hurt his ankle there.
Okay, he's ready to come on. Nice confirmation of the yellow card from this game. Munich only had the Uncle Red. They've got 5 yellows this game alone as supporters get ready for their hero to arrive. Well, he's talked about his future. Said he wants something new, something exotic. So who knows, he might well end up playing his football somewhere else. It was 250th goal for Bayern Munich in that win over Auckland City. As he jogged on here for the injured Konrad Laimer, Thomas Müller at the Club World Cup. And the round of 16 is their one last trophy to add to his collection as Harry Kane leaves the field. 2 goals, 2 pretty brilliant goals. All in a day's work for Harry Kane. Free kick for Flamengo. De La Cruz takes it, headed away at the near post, and it's a foul by Leroy Sané on Pereira. And this free kick's in a much better position.
Good area now. This will certainly give us the wow factor ending. If this, they have quality. They'll end up in the back of the net. Changes have been made, and so you feel like there's a little bit of lost hope. But you do things like that in an area which is dangerous, you could get punished.
Silly from Sané. Müller and Bowie are on for Bayern Munich in this one. Oh, deflection on that free kick. Thomas Müller gets his head on it. De La Cruz will run across to collect that free kick and take the corner on the far side.
Good touch. That's his first one. It's a good one. Not necessarily where you'd have expected him, but they come again.
Short corner. Popped into the midriff of Joshua Kimmich. Oh, that's one heck of a cross. Not a bad effort by Wallace Yang. Technique on that cross from out wide. Absolutely superb. Look at that technique from De La Cruz and Wallace Yang. He just snuck in front of Thomas Müller to get his head on that. Almost made it 3-3 for his time at the club.
Well, because the ball was so good, it allowed him to do it. It was obviously a half chance. It wasn't the most easiest of opportunities, but certainly okay. Good touch.
Müller takes down Neuer's long pass. And the games of those two played together for club and country. Kimmich. Stanisic back to Tat. Now for Meccano. Forward for Elise. First touch. Had to spin away from his man, Nathan Lucas, but couldn't do so. But Nathan Lucas, that's giveaway once again as just watches it roll out under the nose of his manager, who is minutes away from victory. Jermaine Lewis Araujo going in on Joshua Kimmich once again. Is that 3 fouls on Kimmich alone?
He's had a lot of fouls. He's aggressive. He's quick to put pressure on.
And he gets a yellow card. One of the few players on the pitch who hasn't. Well, they said they needed to match the South American intensity, and they have managed to do that. Yellow cards and all, Bayern Munich. It's Kimmich switches the play. Wesley leaps highest, beats Saan to the ball. Pavlovic. Back to Tat. Luka Meccano. Too much on that. Wide to Elisa.
So company, get yourself over, squeeze the pitch, try and stop any. Get a little bit of pressure on the ball because he knows this was what's going to happen.
That's Tat. He was waiting for Neuer to shout, but it worked very well. Here's Sané. Kimmich. He's running behind. A brilliant ball by Kimmich into Leroy Sané to seal it in Miami. The goalkeeper Rossi. Well, he had answers just like that. against Benfica, which had the same outcome. And he'll be once again to see his effort saved.
The ball's really good. Pace of him, we know, is always there. But the end product didn't really finish it off, and he'd be more disappointed in it than anybody else.
So that would have been a cherry on the very humid cake here at the Hard Rock Stadium. So there will be time for this free kick. We've only got two players in an attacking position by Munich, so I don't think they're in the penalty area. Although Müller wants it. Didn't expect anything less. Alexander Pavlovic also waiting in there. Elise battling with De La Cruz and a little bit too hard. Michael Elise.
He was strong, wasn't he? He put his body, if he decided there was too much contact, he knew there wasn't going, they were just going to delay in his last moments, but been a really good game, enjoyable. Flamengo certainly have played their part in it, but if goals away like they have, they're always going to be in difficult situations, and Bayern have been exceptional.
And there it is. 2 goals from Harry. And Bayern Munich are on their way to take on PSG next weekend in Atlanta. It's been a quite brilliant occasion here in the Hard Rock Stadium. It's really gone back and forward and back and forward.